I think it was an amazing experience for all of us. We didn't maybe start the tour as we wanted to against the English, but I think how we ended was something special. I think within the 3 games you could see a major improvement and the progress we have made in such a short amount of time. So I do think if we can continue playing against such strong teams, we'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with. And then I think against Ireland we were very clinical in our first victories against them. We've beaten them by quite a lot of runs, and I do think that's what we aim for. Is if we play against weaker opposition or people that's rated lower than us, we don't want to change our standards. We want to try and keep our standards high, that we almost uplift them to get to our standards. So I think it was very good, and all in all a very good tour, and we enjoyed it thoroughly. It was very special. I think this time around it was almost more relaxing than with the World Cup. With the World Cup we had the spider cam coming in and out, so this time it was a little bit more relaxed, and I think the feeling amongst the girls was also quite chilled. But it was nice to get feedback from fans and family back home to say, listen, well done, we are following you, or people sending messages to say they've been watching it somewhere in a casino or whatever, and they actually played it instead of the Formula One. So that is something special, and to finally know that our family and friends back home could also, even though they always support us on Crick Info, they can now also support us live. It's very exciting. I think it's nice to see that we've got such a lot of youngsters that's coming through and also showing the world what they're made of. And then I think it was nice finally for me and Trisha also, I think as a captain and vice captain, to also just, the batting has been lacking a little bit against the English tour, so it was good for us to also just get back into form and playing the game as we know we can and how good we are. And so that was just something special. But Aya and Sunaki bowled brilliantly, and then also with Andre and Bernie also making their debuts. It was very special, and they both played very well. Wow, it was, first of all, it was just to get in there, it was amazing to see everyone. There was not a lot of supporters for our game, but we managed to stay and watch the game after, and it was extremely special to see all the fans and how it was a gorgeous day, probably the best day we've had there. It felt like summer back home in South Africa, so we really enjoyed the stay there, and it was wonderful, and it was just world class.